Hey there! Hey guys! This is Enrico back uploading on your computer screens once again. You may not be able to tell, but I've actually been really sick. I just got my voice back today. I hate having colds when I gotta suffer through a sore throat and stuffy nose. I can deal with the stomach virus and just being weak and sick and laying up in the bed and just being watching TV, sipping on soup and all that, but the sore throat knocks me out. That's like my worst type of cold. Anyway, I wonder if this guy who is Japanese, he originally went to Taiwan to work in mining. He was working on the drills and all those different electronics that you use to dig into the ground. And he stayed in Taiwan over his visa time. And we talking 32 years over his visa time. And now he's 82 years old. He's living in Taiwan up on a hill in the countryside. He got this house from this woman, and this woman told him, okay, yeah, you can stay in my house. Yeah, feel free. I don't know how, because I come to find out he can't even speak Chinese. So he's living up in this woman's house. The woman eventually dies. The daughter comes. She's like, I want you out of my house. I want you out of my mother's house. Landlord is coming like, okay, you gotta leave. This is basically like a place of poverty. It's like a little shack. It looked like one of them homes you see in a third world country where the people just can't do any better, and the little kids like rumbling around in the dirt, trash, and it's sad, but eventually the police were called because the people in the small town like, okay, he like a legend now. He been living up in this house for I don't know how long. He can't speak Chinese. The police grab him. They're like, okay, why are you speaking to us in English? Because if you can learn English, you can definitely learn Chinese. And he's like, I'm Japanese. I'm 82 years old. I'm an old man. And I don't even know where in Japan I live. Further research into this guy, find that he has 2 children. He has a girl and he has a boy. They're like middle-aged, but at the same time he don't know where they are because he can't remember where in Japan he's actually from. He just been doing odd jobs. I don't know how he concocted this gravy ride, because had it been me, I'm staying 32 years over my visa in South Korea. You better believe that the Korean government would have had the hound dogs after me. Whoop, 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 whoop. They would have been all outside of my door and everything. They would have had all the spies and the police with their little batons banging and trying to swing at me, and I'd be all ducking. They would have been like, no, you got to get that black behind. Who getting them jaw? How he got away with staying in Taiwan for such a long length of time. I want to know, did he just personally run out into the countryside because he knew he was going to be undetected by the government, and just like, they never going to find me, China, Taiwan, and everybody going through this whole thing. I'm just going to sit and wait it out. I'm just going to live here until I die. I hope that his children are called and that he sent back to Japan and actually is reunited with his family and not just thrown back in Japan. I don't know, they might try to put him in like a nursing home or something. His children might be like, okay, so he left when we were like little, and all of a sudden he want to come back now. Like, yeah, you just put him in a nursing home. Like, our mother been remarried. like we done forgot all about him. I don't know what he thought this was. What he thought this was Castaway, Chinese version.
Where do you live now?
Oh, I live in no.
Yes, you can speak Chinese. Please use Chinese, okay? We're now in Taiwan. Please use our language, okay?
真正过来教是用他们教。
That he just gonna go and disappear off the map and go to a whole different country and stay, and then he went all this time without speaking the language. He could have gone and filed for permanent residency, but he didn't. So everybody looking at him all crazy. Police, I'm looking at him all crazy. Everybody that's in the town looking at him all crazy, because they're like, okay, buddy, you could have taken all that time and learned our language You working here, we giving you money, you doing odd jobs. You mean to tell me you couldn't learn our language? That's like a stupid foreigner going to some place and staying there a long period of time and not knowing at least how to say, I want to eat something, hello, how are you doing, where's the bathroom, I'm dying. Like, even if you can't speak the language, you at least know how to say something. So the police was frustrated with him. Thankfully, the police in Taiwan do speak English. And you know, they just kind of like, you could speak in our language because we're in Taiwan. You supposed to be going senile and all that, but you remember how to speak English. See, now I don't know if he just playing with everybody and he knew what was going on. He knew what this whole thing was, and he just thought that he was going to get an easy ride. He was just going to continue to live in this country that's not his country until the day that he died without the permanent papers and documents. People really try it. And you know, I'm just like, I know if I did that, everybody would be trying to get my black behind deported. They probably would have had me within like half a day. I would have ran out in the countryside. They would have been like, like, no, you don't. We got you. They would have been all surrounding the house and everything. I would have been like, I don't speak Chinese. And they would have been like, you speak, you about to go back to your own country. On a serious note, I really do hope that this guy gets reunited with his family and he realizes that you may get away with it for a little while, but eventually they gonna catch you. Something's gonna catch you and give you away. That's a lesson for everybody out there in the world. You know, you might think you're getting away with something, but you know, eventually if you're doing bad and you're doing something you're not supposed to, it's gonna come back to bite you in your behind. Remember that, people. So this is a lot to think about, you guys. Be sure to follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. I also have a blog on East Asian pop culture. The link is always in the description box below. My music video. Thank you to all the people that have been watching and supporting that. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real. And I will be back.